Hello everybody, Anton Kraly here, and welcome to the second video of our Is It Worth It series. If you get value from this one, be sure to click that subscribe button, turn on that little notification bell. That way you'll be notified every time a new episode goes live. Now in today's episode, we're gonna discuss high-ticket dropshipping in business-to-business niches and why you shouldn't immediately write them off. And you might be thinking that selling business to business requires extra work for you, and that can be true, but if you were just simply to ask me if that extra work is worth it, I would say yes. So in the Dropship Blueprint, that's where I teach our members how to build highly profitable semi-automated stores. I start by teaching niche selection. And in this module, I mainly give examples of what many people consider to be business to consumer niches, B2C. These could be things like chandeliers, stand-up paddleboards, even park benches. Now at the end of Module 1, I ask our members to brainstorm at least 50 possible niche ideas based on the criteria that I use in my own stores. After that, I allow our members to submit their niches for approval. That way my team and I can take a look. And what I've realized is we have people saying, I have B2B niches on my list. Is it okay to submit them? The short answer is absolutely, but I want to talk about why. First reason is because most niches that I see people considering to be B2B are actually B2C as well. For example, let's take park benches. If you were selling them, you might receive an order for one park bench that's going to a family to put in their garden. That order might be followed by an order for 10 park benches that was placed by some commercial real estate developer that wants to put them in front of stores in a strip mall that he owns. So it's the same product, but it's selling to a different audience. Now the good news is you can sell to both audiences on one store, but if you're gonna do that, I definitely recommend making some website tweaks that are gonna increase your conversions, and I'll share those with you in just a minute. But what if you find a niche that is truly B2B, where you will very rarely get orders directly from consumers? And let's just take commercial freezers, for example, that would go into a restaurant. Well, if your niche passes all of the tests that I outline in Module 2 of the Dropship Blueprint, then you are totally still good to go. So let's just assume your niche passes all of the tests. What are those tweaks I was talking about that you can make on your store to have the highest conversion rates possible when selling to business owners? Well, first, you need to really understand who your business-to-business customers are and what they want. And remember, I'm talking about selling high-ticket products here, not selling some inexpensive supplies to a company looking to restock their staplers.
Oh, there it is.
What?
Here, let me just go ahead and get that from you. Great.
High-ticket business-to-business customers often want to talk to somebody before placing their order. They're used to this. That's how a lot of them like to do business, especially if they're placing an order in bulk and spending a lot of money. So in order to increase the chances of having them call you, you want to make sure you have your phone number extremely visible, ideally in the header menu of your website. And if you're in a niche that is primarily B2B, you should also consider putting your phone number right under the Add to Cart button with a message that says, you can call us to place an order or something similar. So the person that wants to call can easily see, boom, they can click it if they're on mobile, it'll ring to your store, you can answer, they'll tell you, I wanna buy 10 park benches, whatever it may be. Now, the next thing you need to know if you're selling B2B is that business owners often request bulk discounts because they often buy in bulk. So that's totally fine. You can typically negotiate deals with your suppliers as well. If you're gonna buy 10 items wholesale, you can typically get a discount there. But what you wanna do on your store to make sure these business owners know that special offers are available is build a page on your store that's called To The Trade. Now you can link this in your header menu if you like, you can link it in your footer menu, and on this To The Trade page, what you wanna do is show off the logos of businesses that you've previously sold to. On this page, you also want to have an embedded form where business owners can enter their name, their email, their business name, and what products they're interested in, as well as how many units they're interested in. You should also ask them when they need the products by and give them a chance to add any additional notes. Basically what they're doing on this page is submitting their information for a quote, and by asking them when they need it by, you're now armed with this information so you can know exactly what they want, if you can get it to them in time, and then when you follow up to close the sale, it should be relatively easy. Now, speaking of when you can get it to them by, another thing to note with B2B niches is that customers often want expedited shipping. I don't know why, but I've noticed this on many stores that sell both B2B and B2C. The B2B people are typically the ones saying, I need this thing here in 2 days or 3 days or 5 days, and it's like a hard stop deadline. So that is okay. You can charge more for expedited shipping, but what you should do, remember the little tweaks on your store, is make it clear on your product pages where you can have the product shipped fast and be delivered fast, that expedited shipping is available. That way, that business owner that's on your site that maybe needs the 10 park benches and they need them by next Friday, because that's when their strip mall opens, then you want it to be clear to them that yes, they can have expedited shipping. Boom, here's the phone number. They can call you to place their order right now, or they can click that to the trade page, see you've done business with other companies, and fill out that form requesting a quote from you. That way you could follow up with the phone call, close that sale, get a huge order, and make being in a B2B niche well worth your time. So I think the main things to take away from this episode, first is that if you want to do B2B dropshipping, you're basically just building a B2C store and then adding a few additional pages to convert those B2B customers. And yes, there is slightly more work involved than when building a traditional B2C store, but if you have a B2B niche idea, if you feel good about it, and if you're willing to do the work, it is absolutely worth it. So that's gonna do it for this episode, guys. As always, I hope you got value. If you did, please give it a like and consider leaving a review. And if you are brand new and you want the best possible way to get started with my training program, the Dropship Blueprint, be sure to go to dropshipwebinar.com. I will link that up in the podcast description as well. So thank you, everybody. I appreciate you, and I will talk to you on Thursday for the next episode of the eCommerce Lifestyle Podcast. See you, everybody.